Bye-bye.
Give me my charger.
No, here's your charger. Anyways, hello, Internet. I do apologize for the small and late intro. I'm going to be drawing while I just rant. Here's something that I think anyone can get along about. Unless you are the cause of the problem. Entitled parents.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Tyler.
Nah. I'll make a different video about you.
Oh, shut up, Taya! I'll clap you, 1, 2, kid. Hey, yo, guys, I just slapped my sister in the back of the head. If you like this video, I'll do
Tyler,
part 2.
please stop.
I'll do a part 2 on slapping my sister.
I don't even have a single subscriber besides you.
So I'll like the video.
Tyler, I said to quit. Go away, mouth breather.
Come on, you ranty.
Anyways, we all had to deal with entitled parents.
Yep.
Sometimes entitled parents are our relatives, which makes it a bit difficult to deal with.
Continue.
Anyways, hold on. Anyways, when dealing with these people, you tend to feel annoyed, do you not? And I do apologize, I am listening to music, and not music, I'm actually listening to Mozart. Great YouTuber. Go watch him.
So you have nothing to do with this channel, so you don't think he's taking over if he watches it somehow.
I ain't getting copyrighted a second time, Tyler.
Oh, you thought, yeah, I've been copyrighted like 5 times now. Hey, yo, subscribe to my channel, Ligma Senable.
Anyways,
Get the Ligma.
well, no. Instead of talking about entitled parents, let's talk about anti-vaxxers.
Come on, I got a music song. I got a song.
What song is that? And who made it?
I made it! It sucks, it sounds sucky.
This is just a little. I doubt that my brother made it like he claims, but yeah.
I did. See, I made all of these. Even Minion. Because I was in a Minion suit when I made it.
But yeah, we all have to do with anti-vaxxers. As they're all over the place. They're lying low now because they're in a lot of hot turmoil.
Turmoil.
Oh, hush.
I was Oh, I almost cursed. You know, if you excuse me, I'm making a gotcha life. Ah.
Tyler, quit.
What? I'm on my phone. Bro, I'll make your YouTube video and hurry up about it.
Please turn off the audio on yours.
I'll turn it down.
I don't understand why you need to listen to the music and that.
I don't understand why you have to be so mean.
I'm not being mean. It's just that I don't like it when people are in my personal space.
Cool. But that's so cute.
Anyways, one thing that gets my blood boiling about anti-vaxxers is how they want to have a dead child instead of an imperfect one. And that kind of gets me a bit riled up. Like, I understand you want to prevent your kid from having any disease. Trust me, so do I. But the way they go off about it is very toxic and does more harm than what they think to do. And if you dare say something about it,
you're getting a little distracted.
I know.
Why is that?
I have a low intention span, Tyler. Oh boy, this is horrible.
I'm horrible.
But we still love you.
I don't love myself.
Okay, so originally what I was going to do was do a girl, but instead I'm just going to do a very chubby bunny. Anyways, yeah, I just don't really know what to say about the anti-vaxxer movements that other people haven't, really. They're horrible and selfish people who have such thick-skinned heads that they refuse to listen to what they're even saying.
It's actually thick skull.
I have horrible logic. That's something I know, and that's something I live with. But at least I will try to, make sense of it. It's not that I might have Asperger's. I might not have it. It's only speculated. But still, if you have to use an illness as a way to make yourself look right, or a mental disorder, and then make it seem like you're a good guy in your warped and twisted mind, you better run. And I mean run. I promise you, the internet won't take to what you say lightly. Anyways, anti-vaxxers are just, they're like Karen, but except instead of just being a major inconvenience, they're killing off their children. And that kind of gets me upset. Every time I hear an anti-vaxxer story about their poor children who might have lost their lives thanks to their parents' irresponsible actions, it just makes me sit there and just think, how is this fair to the kids? They want to do what's right for their parents, they say. But yet, when it comes to people with cancer, they don't. They act like one of the blind rats in that old fable, they're very just aggressive with what they say. Like, they'll look at you and think of insulting you. They won't outright doing it. But they disguise all their lies, like, as if they might as well be a part of Dr. Hyde and Dr. Jekyll the story, you know? The classic, somewhat split personality. I like it when people are vaccinated. Because at least that way people don't die.
Just because
when somebody dies because it could have been prevented, it's just irritating. And yet they have the balls to blame people who already were vaccinated. The people who were trying to say, you should vaccinate your child.
What is it?
Starting to just become great annoyance. Every now and then you'll read the news of someone who has not been vaccinated. A young child similar to you and me. And frick. Sorry, I don't know what to say, really. People who don't vaccinate are selfish. There's no redeemable qualities about them. Unless they can see the error of their ways and attempt to try to fix the damage they done, then I'll accept that. But then anti-vaxxers also act oppressed. They treat the flipping Holocaust like it's a joke and act like they're just as oppressed of those many men, women, and children. Think of that. Those people who have suffered in that camp by some douchebag with a mustache told him to. And people who are causing massive amounts of death everywhere they go don't see how that's messed up. They act like they're just as oppressed and are also being treated wrongly. Though yes, I do think that I don't know what point I was making, actually. But anti-vaxxers, they're just ruining lives for everyone. Imagine you yourself had a child, and then some stupid person on the internet made a false report about how vaccines cause autism. And yet, I don't know what the point I was making for that one either.
Teo,
Sorry, Ty, it's just a touchy subject.
no one's gonna want to listen to this if, you keep being sidetracked.
I know. Antivaxers are just idiots. If their children were to die from a completely preventable disease, they sit there laughing. Laughing as if it's a joke, it feels like. Might not exactly be like that, but it might as well be. From how little respect they give to those who are suffering or sick. Vaccines save lives. It's common knowledge that when you get vaccinated, it helps prevent diseases and also gets people who won't be able to get vaccinations or those who are sick to be able to get better. But then there comes other problems with the anti-vaxxer community. Every other word they say is just a large insult. And that isn't a shocker. Unfortunately, that's how twisted the community has become. And they treat autism like it's the worst thing in the world. Yet they seem to have forgotten that autism is just something that makes everyone else human. Autism does not hurt or ruin lives. Anti-vaxxers just refuse to see the wrong in their own ways. When it comes to things like autism, they treat it like as if anyone with it will suddenly become
retarded.
A horrible monster, not just retarded. And yet, when you say that their words hurt, and they refuse to listen, and then treat you like you're the one in the wrong for making sure that your kid won't die. They get upset when they see Band-Aids. Band-Aids of all things. Because of a vaccination. After a while, the more stories people hear about anti-vaccinations, it just gets more and more heartbreaking. You see these young children, sometimes teenagers, lying sick and bedridden because their parents, who should be protecting them and should question, though yes, most things that they read should also question why a report about how vaccines cause autism would be true. People die because of this. Yet, people still just remain thick-skulled. Still remained idiotic. When they're giving hard evidence that what they're doing is actually killing their child, they blame people who have vaccinations and call it shedding. The last time I checked, I'm not a dog. Don't say I shed. Unless my hair is actually falling from my head. Don't you dare say that the one thing that's keeping me alive was someone else in the world who will need it as shedding. It's very just heartbreaking. You read stories of these families who are just stuck in these situations. And yet, no one ever seems in the anti-vaxxer community to hear their own words. The words hurt painfully. That vaccinations can make you magnetic, which is why somebody who was vaccinated got ran over by a car. Anti-vaxxers will make up the fact that about a child that they never even had got sick because of vaccinations. It's just evil. Every time I hear someone say, I don't vaccinate, but no. But, you know, anti-vaxxers are just they treat anyone who just lost a child as if it's their fault for having the goal to make sure their child is vaccinated. Vaccines should save people. Let alone they treat autism just bad. And I do apologize that I keep on repeating in this video. It's just that I don't know what else to say in this video. These people refuse every second of their lives to just stop, think, and breathe. Is what they're doing actually good? I don't know why I had the urge to make this video, I'm not gonna lie. And to be honest, I'm unprepared. But I still want to talk about it. But if people treat people with autism as if they're savages. And because what? Because they were born a specific way? Because they see the world differently? It's starting to just become less of just cruel words, becomes, sadly, a debate. A debate of all things. I'm not gonna lie. I'd rather rip out my own tongue than say that I'm not a tiny bit ashamed of this country. Of the people who I have to understand that they exist. But you know what? Then we have to look at their children. They're being taught the same ways that their parents are. They're being brainwashed somewhat. The vaccinations are bad. But yeah, I'm sorry, keep on getting sidetracked.
Turn off the music, maybe it would help.
Did you make your own video?
Yeah, but my music sucks. I kept accidentally skipping it. And where's my charger?
Beep boop. When it comes to things like
Murder.
autism, everyone can be somewhat confused. Autism isn't some horrible disease that will lead you to your brains falling out. It just makes you see the world differently. It also makes you understand social cues a bit difficult. And that's it. There isn't one person who should be allowed to say that anti-vaccination is good. The only reason why people can't get vaccinated is because either they're too young or they're allergic. And that's something anti-vaxxers don't see. They also don't see their own flaws. I'd rather have a kid who's imperfect. Heck, give my kid with one arm than a dead kid any day, and I'll accept it.
What about no legs?
Still, it will take time and a lot of effort to help them. But that's what a parent should do. And I'm not gonna lie. People who use autism as an excuse to get their selfish an inbred agenda done should just go hole themselves into a rehab camp and get themselves checked out, or put themselves in a mental asylum. There's nothing wrong with being autistic. There's nothing wrong if you're a bit crazy in the membrane. It's how you choose those actions with said illness, like mental illnesses or just diseases. That's what can make things go wonky. Yet here anti-vaxxers are, trying to make themselves seem like the undying heroes of a fairy tale that they've built themselves in. It's super difficult for me to say anti-vaxxer as I continue to think about those kids. And what heck they're dealing with because their parents can't get them 1% of vaccinations. They treat vaccines like as if it's going to kill their kid. And why? For a stupid report that never had proof. And I'm a bit of a klutz with what I say. I don't know how to make this easier for myself or for anyone. But please, anyone who is dealing with these people, please just don't follow in their footsteps. Before you're quick to judge someone about how they see the world, stop and think. Is this really the reputation I want to have? Is this really the kind of place where I want to be called such a person? And how it makes this person feel? Vaccinations save lives, and you cannot prove me wrong. Midnight Dusk, signing out. Bye.